Welcome back. This lesson examines your approach to learning English. Let's look at what happens with English language students, shall we? Many adults have been out of a classroom setting for years, decades even. These people have families, careers, responsibilities, obligations, and a sense of themselves built from these, an ego. They've achieved a lot, met many challenges, and solved many problems. They know what they're capable of. They've lived full lives and are clear on their place in the world. What happens when an accomplished adult is thrown back into a classroom, trying to learn something new? Trying to learn English? This crazy language? In a room with a bunch of strangers? Think about what that feels like. Do you think this is a great position to be in to learn? It's not. It's very unsettling to go from being a capable adult to a struggling student just a few minutes later. Being back in a classroom and wrestling with new material disrupts that strong sense adult students have of their own identity, and that is disconcerting, uncomfortable, destabilizing, and scary. Suddenly, this student is not only grappling with phrasal verbs, parts of speech, and to, but their entire sense of themselves is being called into question. Talk about tremendous pressure. What's the bottom line here? Fear prevents progress. It's really hard to learn if you're afraid. I've taught so many adults in this position. Interestingly, kids do not have this problem. Learning in a classroom is normal for them. So, as an adult facing the prospect of learning English, what if you don't know the right answer? What if you give the wrong answer? What if you're too afraid to ask a question? What if you ask a question that you think will sound stupid? What if you feel like a fool in front of all these strangers? Some of them might be 10 years, 20 years younger than you. How will you feel? What if your classmates start laughing? Are they laughing at you? Relax. They're not. What if this classroom setting and this whole process makes you feel bad, like an idiot or a loser or worse? You shouldn't feel that way because you're not. Deep breath. Happily, this is an area that you have complete control over. You have total control over your attitude and your mindset. You can make this process so much easier for yourself. So, how does a successful student handle any negative feelings that arise in an English language classroom? A flourishing student will acknowledge and affirm several things. That nobody is born knowing anything, ever. All the knowledge, skills, and abilities that people have had to be learned. The reality is that everyone in the classroom is there to learn. You can become comfortable with the uncertainty of learning something new. English is just one more thing to learn. You are safe. You learned how to ride a bicycle. You learned how to dance. You learned how to drive. You'll learn English too. Students can ignore these uncomfortable feelings and proceed bravely. It is infinitely easier to learn English if you can separate the goal of learning from the feeling of vulnerability. Recognize any discomfort, even if it feels overwhelming at times. Push the feeling away and just keep moving forward. Learning is one of the coolest things in life. Never let fear stop you from learning. Be brave. Keep going. Take a deep breath and keep making progress towards your goal.